Right, Sean, Katie, what happened in the last episode of House of the Dragon?
So it was the aftermath of Blood and Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see everyone's reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
Aegon has kind of lost his bloody mind, hasn't he? He seems genuinely distraught. He just wants to go to war. He's like almost desperate.
Yeah.
To fight and to get one on Rhaenyra, because he just believes it's Rhaenyra. He believes Rhaenyra should send these people after his son.
Mm-hmm.
Although his council were kind of telling him not to.
Mm-hmm.
And Otto had the idea to use Jaehaerys' death as like a way to turn people against Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm.
So Rhaenyra and Alicent had to kind of sit behind little Jaehaerys as he was being carried through the streets, and this guy was like saying, you know, this is the work of Rhaenyra the Cruel and all this stuff. And it was horrible, but like Rhaenyra obviously was struggling massively.
Yeah.
What else? From the green side, if you're separating the greens and the blacks, the greens, what's it called, Larys figured out that it was, he found the guy, didn't he, that was making off with Jaehaerys' head, who when confronted confirmed that it was a rat catcher that was helping him. So Aegon ordered all the rat catchers to be hanged and like kind of displayed in the streets, which undid what Otto was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
10 people against him even more. So him and Otto, Aegon and Otto had this big argument. Aegon relieved them of the hand duty and appointed Sir Criston, because Criston sent Arik to try and kill Rhaenyra. Obviously that happened, Arik and Eric. That was really heartbreaking, seeing that. I assume it was probably Eric at the end. That's who I thought it was at the end. But we don't actually know.
It works either way.
Yeah. One of them killed the brother, then the other one obviously couldn't live with it. Killed themselves. It's really sad. The Black's point of view with Blood and Cheese. Her council seemed like just weird. They seem like they don't really care about the fact it's Rhaenyra. They kind of just want to, I don't know how to say it. They're like, they want Rhaenyra to leave, don't they, so they can stay there and kind of rule for her, is the impression I got. Rhaenyra obviously said it wasn't her, but everyone kind of suspected Daemon. They had a big argument, Rhaenyra and Daemon, which ultimately ended in Daemon going off to Harrenhal to take it. What else? Trying to think what else happened.
Those were the main points.
I think we discovered we really, really disliked Criston, particularly in that episode, because he seemed to really, despite his own like hypocrisies when it comes to being with Alicent, he blamed Arik. He was like, where were you? Why weren't you guarding the prince? He was obviously off with Aegon, and it's just like, they really want us to hate Criston.
Mm-hmm.
And Alicent by extension, because she didn't even comfort Aegon, did she, when he was crying?
Well, she tried to sort of seek comfort from Otto after Otto was relieved, and Otto just flat out said, I don't want to hear your problems.
I don't care, yeah.
And then when she went to see Aegon, he was sat in his chambers crying, and she just left him there.
Yeah. We also got official confirmation that Daeron is around.
Yep.
It's the first time they've ever mentioned him or acknowledged him, but Otto's gone back to Old Town, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he said he was going to go back to Old Town, but Alicent told him to go to High Garden instead. That's
right, yeah.
But this is episode 3. Let's watch.
Tapestries. Did we figure out if they change?
Yeah, I don't think they do.
The same one. Oh, there's Jaehaerys. That might be different then. Do they add
And
bits
there's
on?
the rat catchers.
I think you saw Rhaenyra and Aegon there.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Slightly different. Oh, he said Bracken there.
Can you even get that thing up?
Didn't he?
Well enough for killing Blackwoods.
It is. The Brattons and the Blackwoods.
Boundary stones back.
We didn't move them.
How did they move themselves then?
Your false Queen Rhaenyra is a kinslayer.
Your uncle declared for Aegon, did he? Well then, let me tell you, Aegon Targaryen is no true king. Just as you are no true knight. You're both craven.
Oh.
Oh, God. Well, it looks like we missed a battle. God, I always arrive too late to battles.
I didn't realise the first time we watched it, but you did actually say the Brackens and Blackwoods in season 1.
One of them was
The little kid.
Yeah, the one that killed the Dornish guy.
No, that was a Bracken.
What was it?
Mhm. That's what I said. We didn't catch on because you couldn't really see the sigils, but on second watch I realised, yeah.
Oh well, I knew the little kid was one of them. I didn't realise the guy that he killed was one of them.
Yeah, he was a Blackwood that killed a Bracken.
He sullies the grave of his brother.
And she has to make a decision on what she's going to do.
I know. I think the longer they sort of tarry about.
Otto Hightower would never have allowed this. Hotter blood has prevailed, I think. There may be another way. Alicent Hightower.
When last we met, Alicent said I would make a fine queen. You've seen what has happened since then.
She came to me in the hours after your Lord Father's death. She knows war is coming. As you permitted the murder of a little boy in
I mean,
his
it was
bed.
her.
Jeez,
Alicent
Rhaenyra's
is in
spitting
Kingsland.
facts
Her
here.
son sits my throne.
I mean, Alicent was the one that... She was the one that started it, wasn't she? Fair enough, she thought Viserys was talking about Aegon as in her son Aegon,
Well,
but
Lord Hand.
she could have just took it as the words of a dying man. And
Only
that could have
They'll
been
be
it.
waiting.
Look at this gold chain thing round his neck.
Little hands in it.
Yeah, I think when the Lord Beesbury was spitting facts, it's like why would the king, after years of backing Rhaenyra as his heir, suddenly change his mind? And why would they choose to believe anything Alicent says above what they already sort of all agreed upon, which was that Rhaenyra was the heir?
Oh, they're Aegon's like mates, weren't they? They were in... They were walking him in before, weren't they? Has he just made anyone...
Good morrow, Your Grace.
Yeah, these aren't great warriors.
No.
Sir Arek was awarded the great duty of ending Rhaenyra's challenge. He failed to discharge it.
He failed because the scheme was rash.
Perhaps, Your Grace, but we cannot all hide in our castles waiting for war to come to us.
As now it surely will.
As now, it already has. House Bracken took it upon
Are
themselves
those two
to attack
fighting
the
again?
Blackwoods, who declared for the Pretender.
We send a raven to Lord Tully.
What?
These houses are his vassals, are they not? He must control them.
Lord Grover Tully is a flaccid old fool who couldn't control his cock and a cunning. Begging your pardon, Your Grace.
Do you have any better suggestions, Lord Jasper?
Your Lord
Who is
Uncle
he?
Ormond marches from Oldtown, the head of a great host.
Lord Jasper.
And your brother Darren's dragon Lear's fighting
What
mates
house is
call
he
on them
from?
to suppress the Riverlands.
Alas, they are months away.
This council must rediscover the discipline it lately had
Oh,
to
this
be
is
of
brilliant.
any use.
The Riverlands are the key to the war. Harrenhal is the key to the Riverlands. I will ride out with those I can muster here, men I know, men I trained.
You need time to raise the numbers to challenge the Rivermen.
Speed is my ally.
So like to be destroyed by the first stronghold you meet. A bold scheme indeed.
Well, the gods favor the bold.
They did not favour Sir Arek.
What say you, my king?
God, they're so arguing like an old married couple.
To defend the city.
Yeah, get me a drink. I need some wine.
They're all just, wow.
Isn't Rhaenyra? Baela? One of them's scouting.
Baela. Baela's the one with Moondancer. Rhaenyra hasn't got a dragon.
She's scouting.
What price would you set?
A place at your court.
You said your earnest desire was to flee Westeros.
Asking for much.
And you let me go. You showed me grace when you could have withheld it. I'm not often surprised. Are they always like this?
Sea Smoke, my late lord husband's dragon, has grown restless of late. We cannot know why.
Maybe he's lonely.
We're gonna get the dragon seeds this episode, maybe?
Your Grace. It breaks my heart to send my boys away, not knowing when I will see them again. But you have seen what may befall them here. Rhaenyra.
Yikes.
I need you to be the mother
Yikes.
to them that I cannot. Teach them, train them, guard them as a dragon guards her eggs.
And my sister?
She's not wrong in what she's saying. She doesn't have a dragon. What? She can't fight. What purpose is she going to serve? As horrible as that is to say, it is the truth. Unless she bonds with a dragon.
It's the bloodworm. Caraxes.
Caraxes. God. You always get Caraxes and Meraxes mixed up.
Yeah, because there's X's and blooming S's everywhere.
I know, it's only a few letters different, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got Caraxes and Meraxes and Tyraxes and Arax and... Ugh! Enough with all the X's.
And then you get the random ones like Storm Cloud and Moondancer.
The Cannibal. Who's the Lord of Harrenhal at the minute?
Larys Strong, isn't it?
The Strong is one. I just meant the house.
Oh. Yeah, because in season 1, Lionel and
Harwin both died
got
there.
burnt alive here.
So, are they Greens? I know, because Daemon spends a lot of his time so they must be blacks.
I assume Larys is the Lord because he killed his dad and his brother. So that makes sense.
Well, unless he has...
Yeah, but he's not here, so...
Unless he has other family members.
True. But he's Lionel's son. So it makes sense for it to be him. But he's not actually here, so...
Yeah.
Makes sense that whoever's here would declare.
The name suits them more than the useless pile of rubble. That Tywin impression.
Oh, bats. Lovely.
Nothing bad ever came from a bat. I don't know what I meant by that.
Just say Vega pop up.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
I don't think that's going to happen this season.
End of this season. Episode 9.
Shh. Shush. This is where the meeting was held, wasn't it? When Viserys was named king.
Yeah.
Or an heir.
101 AC. Yep. The Great Council. Actually, you know what'll be the end of this season? It'll be Jacaerys' death. The end of one season is one son, the end of the second is the other son. That actually makes quite a lot of sense.
I don't think they would. I think this is going to be easing it into like the actual battles of the dance. I don't think we're going to get many.
Oh, the thing is, it's only 2 years.
Didn't kill him though, so.
He looks like he was enjoying a nice stew, some meat and bread. I just hate that. And you're enjoying a nice meat and bread stew, and a random prince turns up with a sword. Oh.
I, Sir Simon Strong, Castellan of Harrenhal, pledge fealty to Rhaenyra of House Targaryen, first of her name. I swear this by the old gods and the new.
It's because
that was Alice.
It's because
venison is well aged.
he knows that Larys killed Lionel and
Shame to let it waste.
I've survived many a battle. I do not mean to be felled by poison peas.
I'll admit that my cook's peas aren't exactly the stuff of legend, but...
He who sits at the false court of Aegon.
Larys Clubfoot is no lord of mine. He's a scourge upon this castle and this family. Do you not think it strange that his father, my nephew, Lord Lionel, perished by fire, and his son too, here in this damp place?
Oh, this is
What
tense.
then brings you to
I don't like it.
corner of the Riverlands?
Harrenhal is the largest castle in the Seven Kingdoms. Or perhaps that has escaped your attention.
Well, it is also, not to be argumentative, in something of a state of disrepair, since your forebear incinerated much of it with his dragon.
Well, that is precisely why we must bring it into a state of repair. Summon your Lord Paramount so that I may treat with him myself and turn them to our cause.
That would be Lord Grover Tully, but he grows frail. It's said that he can no longer speak, nor seal his bowels. Begging your pardon for the impression. His grip on his bannerman is weak. They feel they can do as they please.
I will speak with him nonetheless. People should obey their liege lord. It's a big chair, made of swords.
You know, speaking of swords, I'm not sure I like Dark Sister, you know, as a sword.
The design of it.
Yeah. I didn't like Blackfire when Viserys had it.
We've not seen Blackfire since season 1, have we?
No, the last time we saw it, Aegon was in the dragon pit with it. What was this? Sir Gawain.
Represent my brother,
My brother.
Sir Gawain Hightower, arrived last night from Eltown.
Sir Kristen. Mayhaps I should
God,
say.
he looks like a weirdo.
My Lord Hand.
Sir Gawain, welcome to King's Landing.
And by a man from such modest beginnings. What a giddying ascent the gods bestowed on you.
Sir Gawain has volunteered
Don't
to
tell me.
accompany you into battle.
We have a full complement, Your Grace.
Then you shall have a fuller one.
The march will be hard, sir.
What's he from?
No one is more delighted than I to march out to war with the Dornishmen. Sister.
Weirdly enough, I think he was the king in the modern Three Musketeers film.
Your Grace.
I think that's who he is.
I love how you know that.
I can't,
he does look familiar. I do admit he does look familiar. I just can't place the face though.
I can't say that I recognise him from anything else, which is a bit sad considering how terrible that film was. But I'm pretty sure it's him. I'm gonna have a look now. I didn't pay attention to anything. Any of them just said that. I just had to remember what he was from. Oh look,
that's quite a large. Well, not a large one, but it's
no,
quite
look,
decently sized.
there's water and everything around King's Landing.
Still no sight of
That's not there.
greenery.
That's not there.
No men, no horses, no ships,
I knew it!
no dragons.
Good. The value of a sword is not within its scabbard.
We will secure victory with armies, not with dragons alone. The Greens understand that.
God, who are you?
The Vale and the North will send men. We must give Daemon time. He proposed to conduct the war in my absence.
It would merely be a precaution.
It would be treason.
I don't like her council.
You are fortunate you took it no further.
Neither do I. They're all a bit sort of snotty. I'm glad
in the last episode, it just seems like they don't really care about what she's telling them.
Remember that their queen wears the crown of my grandsire, Jaehaerys the Conciliator, even Aegon the Conqueror's.
Yeah, he did. Hoo hoo for Jaehaerys. Hoo hoo.
So
So how do they fare? The
Yeah, I don't
dithers
think
of
I counsel at all.
Rhaenyra's counsel is wayward. She has a heart.
That guy in particular, the one that was on the left, he just keeps on like saying stuff to her like that's
Talking down to her.
This bread is still warm. A boy of 6 who knows nothing of the sea, and yet somehow
It would displease neither Rhaenyra
These
nor
two
the gods.
are mint.
Rhaenyra were named
I mean in real life. They're mint.
Rhaenyra.
Is it giving us a sort of... They're going to separate in anger and then Corlys is going to be devastated because she dies. Also, isn't it on the sea with this lot that
I cannot spare a fight.
Jacaerys gets killed?
But I send what I can. Stormcloud and Tyrax
Jacaerys
are
gets
small,
killed, doesn't he?
they
Here?
will grow.
On this trip?
It is for you to remind
they're going to the Arryns, they're not going to Essos
Persuade
yet.
with the urgency of our need.
Oh.
These eggs are even more fragile. But should all come to ruin here, you will bear our hope for the future.
Your Grace.
It is Syrax, who is the mother of Daenerys' dragon eggs.
I thought it was speculated it was Dreamfire.
Well, it's speculated, but I'm pretty sure that it's either Syrax or it's Dream. But it's one of them. It might be Dreamfire actually. Now that I think about it, I'm sure I saw an interview where that question came up.
I mean, I don't think they ever actually confirm, do they? But I'm sure it's always been speculated it was Dreamfire. But also, Syrax doesn't look like
Neither does Dreamfire.
Daenerys dragons. Dreamfire does. You saw a bit of Dreamfire in the season 1, didn't you? Looked more like Daenerys' dragons than Syrax.
You can't really say that though, because none of the dragons look like their previous dragon mothers. Who the devil does Caraxes look like?
I don't know. Could have come from. Meraxes might have been like Caraxes.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, maybe they should just make a show about the Conqueror and then we could see. And not have... Do you know what it is? It's one of the only things I'm completely against. I don't want Henry Cavill as the Conqueror. I don't think he would suit it.
I love Jaehaerys, but my concern has been more for you and what you've endured.
Shut up! Been how busy getting laid?
Helena,
I forgive you.
What?
Suits you, Your Grace.
As if that's all she's ever concerned about.
Illyrian steel. Worth more than a castle.
A sight to stir the passions. Aegon the Conqueror reborn.
Just get on with it.
Only that I think it would benefit all of us to prevent our king from being brutally slain by our enemies and his body parts scattered to beasts and his court come to ruin. Do not agree?
Shut up, idiot! Who are you?
What exquisite armor?
I was given the Conqueror's name and his crown, so I shall wear his armor to war.
I know there is that his grace was outwitted by his councillors and persuaded to fly to war with Sir Criston, so the Queen Alicent may reign in his absence, with Prince Aemond at her side.
See, Larys does.
Absurd.
Larys plays both sides.
Who spreads these lies?
Matters little.
I should be glad of your talents.
You honor me, Your Grace.
Larys... You know, Larys is like one of those characters that I like, but I don't like that I like him.
Escort you to the Dragon Pit, Your Grace.
I don't like that I like him, but I like him.
But you're sworn to chastity now.
Of course, Your Grace.
Well, aren't you glad you got this lot in? You know, when you think about the Kingsguard that Viserys had. Ugh. Arik and Eric, what was the guy called? Cool one.
The cool one. Oh, Westerling.
Westerling, that's the one. Sir Harold Westerling. Ugh! that's such a cool name. You know, where he's in a room with the Greens and he's just like, how are they? I'll tack us all on. Because they killed that old guy. Ah. Looks like a night of revelry and debauchery.
Mm-hmm.
Or is this a tavern or a whorehouse?
I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
Because that's the way I said it, isn't it? God, I was born at the wrong time. That would be me. There would be no football that I would be able to talk about.
I've had quite a day of it. Yeah. One for yourself, there's a good girl, eh?
Oh, it's
that's
her.
No sense of fun, some of them.
For you, man of Dawn?
Dawnish, are you?
I'm the son of Balon the Brave.
Bastard
What?
brother to Prince Daemon.
And the late King Viserys.
What?
Uncle to the one true queen, Rhaenyra Targaryen.
You do not look very much like King Viserys. Or Prince Daemon.
True.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what they look like?
He speaks truth, right?
No, I don't think that's true, because you can tell by their reactions that can't be true.
By his hair.
Yeah, because I'm their half brother, you fuckwits.
All right.
At the pleasure of the crown!
Yeah, I don't know if I would like if that was true. Because Balon was...
Sit down.
Balon was said to actually be like in love with Alicent. He didn't remarry, he didn't want to. I don't know if I would like if he was actually the son of Balon.
I don't remember anything like that in the book. I don't think Ulf...
I don't think it ever tells you who, but...
I don't think Ulf White... No, it does tell you who they're supposedly... Like, the... Like the... The two Valarians, Adam and Alan.
Yeah, oh my god. Jeez. Oh, he does not look happy.
None of them are even remotely saying anything.
Such is the madam's prowess
It's
that
only
even now my brother will not sample another.
It's only Aegon could tease him that way. I think you would just
though. As you can see,
kill anyone else that would.
She's now very much occupied.
I know HBO's always been like thingy with some of the content, but that's just like that's extreme. Jeez.
See, Stormlands, Black Marsh. That's where he's born. Kristen Cole, she's from the Stormlands. Well, it's the Dornish Marshes and the Stormlands, so it's kind of both. But I'm gonna take the moral high ground on that one and say I was right.
Okay, I'm glad you.
You know.
I'm glad you took the high ground.
I have to be morally centered. And not too biased. That's forest.
Just burn it.
It's flammable. You know, it's on the
just cause a forest fire.
As far as resources go, I'm pretty sure wood is very flammable.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think she wants.
Well, she was told not to engage, wasn't she? That's the thing. I was making a joke. All right, let me take the moral high ground on this show.
I think, yeah, it's interesting though because she was told to stay high and to not engage, but she was also she probably wants to like do something for her queen.
Yeah, a potential brother-in-law, dad.
A good showing, Kristen.
Prince Daemon has corrections.
Cole will look to increase his numbers, and he may call upon a dragon of his own.
This is why you must act now, Your Grace. Loose the dragons, root Cole out, and burn him.
I think we both were trying to look for his sigil there.
Well, he had it on his armor, didn't he?
I can't really identify it though.
A castle that's famous for being a complete ruin. It's going to be Alice, isn't it?
It seems like they're going down the road of Harrenhal being cursed, like, isn't it?
Some men are more superstitious than others. You not think it's just a coincidence that almost every owner of Harrenhal following Harren the Black gets only has it for like a year?
Wow.
It is, isn't it? It's Alice Rivers. Eh?
Always coming and going, aren't you? And I
Ah!
have to clean up afterwards.
Dear me.
Oh! He's been sleepwalking.
Oh, has he?
That's creepy. Go away.
You will die in this place.
Oh yeah, he will.
Yep.
He will. He will.
You've been talking about
No,
that
but
the
it's
entire time.
no, but it's not called the Battle of Harrenhal. It's called the Battle of the God's Eye.
I know, but it's still there that he dies.
It's not even a battle.
That means that he knew about it. Although he didn't necessarily have to believe her, but he was still.
To be fair, once he gets the letter from Rhaenyra, he just kind of say, "I'm ready. I'm ready to die." That's literally why he jumps off his dragon. What kind of,
Killing her would be easier.
If war can be
Sept.
averted, it is my duty to avert it.
when she
I have reason to believe she
lights her silly little candles.
She sent a raven. She has expressed her remorse.
We can have a message brought to her.
So she can't dress queenly and she can't dress.
A beard and a hat. It's always the hats that get them.
So don't dress a scepter. Yeah. Clever.
Clever.
They hide the white hair.
And she got, is that a Kingsguard with her? One of our Kingsguard.
Yeah. She really just walked right into King's Landing. Easy as that.
No one's going to suspect that Rhaenyra would be dressing up as a scepter, would they?
No. Which Kingsguard has she got with her? Are they the teenagers? Nobody's ready. Good for him. Oh, this is worrying.
Oh, this is so risky, though. They look old.
Yeah, they don't look like the teenagers. How many Kingsguard has he got?
Well, this would be 7. Kristen, plus the 3.
Eric's dead. Eric's gone. Harold Westerland's gone.
Yeah, so it's Kristen plus the 3 ones that Aegon appointed.
Uh-huh.
No. I must speak with you. If I could cry out, your knights would find me. I would be taken or slain. Though not before I killed you. We watched the tourney together, you and I. The day my brother was born. We knew, even then, that men trained up for battle are eager to fight. To seek blood and glory. But you, I know you do not have that desire within you. I have come to see if we may uncover some path towards peace. My dragons are restless, they smell battle. But if you and I may come to terms...
There are no terms now. You have no army. Your allies turn from you and they hear of your depravity. Your hands are bloody to no crime I could never have imagined you.
The trespass was not mine.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. She prays. She prays for Luke. Hoping that being eaten by Vhagar was not too bad.
I mean, Jaehaerys didn't exactly have it good either, did he?
Have you now stooped so low that you will countenance the suffering and death of thousands? Mere hours before I left him, he had affirmed my right to the throne. A right he upheld steadfastly every day of his life after my mother died.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you will maintain that his mind was changed in an instant. Well, what did he say at the end?
Is she going to be like, no?
Did he speak my name?
Bless her. Tell her, Alicent. Tell her what he said because she's believing you.
This is going to be so awkward. You're going to be like...
He was weary.
said he was the prince that was promised to you the throne.
What?
I desire peace as you do, but if it's ever
Did my father use those words? Spoke to you of the Song of Ice and Fire?
Oh my god.
It's a story he once told. About Aegon the Conqueror.
That moment, she knew she effed up.
Oh,
like,
God.
You just go running out into King's Land and be like, it's all a big misunderstanding.
She goes back to the small canton and she's like, okay, so guess what I've learned?
You must go.
I was wrong.
There's been a mistake.
I was wrong.
Please, do not let your pride blind you.
There's been no.
Oh, that's a real blunder from...
My father has gone from court. God is on the march, Aemon. You know what Aemon is?
Oh. We'd hear her talk about Aemon like that. See, I was going to say that I think at this point it is too late to stop the war.
I was going to say, you can stop it, and I'm thinking, I don't think she can. Aegon himself is determined to go to war, like...
I think there was a part of Alicent there that was like,
oh crap,
I've made a real mistake here. Cut to black. No. She lacks the dramatic flair, I think. See there,
putting the candle out and saying, okay, this time it's
she had to know when the camera footage was going to cut out, so she could go. Cut to black.
Oh God, what are we?
I was making sure that recorded. Good grief! I hope that recorded. What did we think? What did I think? I don't know what I think.
That felt like the calm before the storm. Do you think? The episode seemed relatively calm.
Okay.
I feel like the next episode is something's going to happen.
Such as?
A battle. Kristen's marching off somewhere.
I can't believe it did show us that battle with... didn't show us the battle with...
The
Brackens.
Blackwood's and
Yeah.
Brackens.
Yeah. I would have enjoyed watching that.
I guess...
Didn't you say you wanted to see more of them?
I did.
The Brackens and the Blackwoods.
Blackwoods, yeah, like... Just more houses. I feel like that was the only thing that Game of Thrones kind of lost.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as many houses. I felt like they should be, and I would like to see more houses. Even just little like. Even just her talking about. Even just her talking. When she's talking to our council, like saying, "Oh, like he's this lord of somewhere and he's the lord of somewhere."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, give us more houses. But I feel like though, the fact that that guy in the Black Council was talking about going back to Rook's Rest, I'm like, okay, that's obviously coming in the next episode or the episode after.
Yeah, Rhaenys does have to. Rhaenys does have to bite it soon, unfortunately. Because is that oh that's weird. Yeah, as awful as it is for those of you who've never read the book, Rhaenys dies really early on in the series, so it's kind of like, well,
She kind of goes out like a boss though.
she goes out awesome, yeah, but that's why. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, she goes out like a boss.
Yeah.
But you know, it's coming. It is coming.
Just yeah. It's interesting though because it's like Rhaenyra's still holding off, and it feels like this episode has been setting up for the battle. I feel like Rook's Rest is going to be the next episode. Makes sense because it's been like council saying you need to go to war, council saying Aegon you shouldn't go, Aemma needs to stay at the city, Rhaenyra you need to either leave or you need to fight, you need to do something because, you know, because you're not safe. So yeah, it's just, it feels like next episode's gonna be Rook's Rest. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. Hold on, I'm just... Yep, completely my fault. Yeah, I think Rook's Rest is a safe bet. Thing is, I don't know how... It's bugging us a little bit, because in the first episode they made like 2 or 3... in the first series, sorry, they made 2 or 3 time jumps. Really quickly. How are they gonna...
I'm gonna pace out the next...
Yeah, 2 years. Because the Dance of the Dragons only lasts 2 years.
I reckon... Because I think 4 seasons is probably about right. That's it. I think George R. R. Martin said something about the number of seasons to tell the story, and I can't remember if it was 4 or 5, but I think 4 is right.
4 seems good because you can have Prelude, first year, second year, Aftermath.
Yeah. So I feel like that's...
4 would be a safe number.
That's what they're going down. Thing is, though, this season only has 8 episodes, doesn't it? They had to cut it because of the strikes and stuff. So... God knows.
Yeah. It's going to be a shame. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out who that guy is. The guy who was saying he was Balon's
I mean, it's
son.
Got to be Ulf, hasn't it?
I don't know, because part of me thinks that maybe they were talking to that Dornish guy because he's somehow involved with like Rhaenyra or Missaria or something like that, so that when the dragon sowing happens, he'll go and he'll probably be one of the first people to die.
What do you think?
Maybe. It's either that or he is Ulf. Because so far it's shown us, like, it's shown us Alan and Adam Velaryon.
We know Adam is the one to ride Sea Smoke.
Yeah, Alan's the one who becomes the Lord of the Tides.
You've seen Hugh Hammer.
Yep. So now the other main one is Ulf.
Ulf. We haven't seen Nettles.
No. Well, we've met Alice Rivers.
We have. It's just, yeah, I don't know what it was about that. I'm gonna have to see who.
Should I Google it?
Yeah. Who Ulf's supposed dad is, because I can't remember, and it's bugging us, but I feel like I don't like the idea of it being Balon.
No.
Book. Just put me a book.
In York. He used to be a bastard son of Prince Balon the Brave.
Is that not from
Wiki of Westeros? Who likely were the father of the dragon seeds? We can discount that either of them was fathered by a noble Targaryen, as Hugh was a blacksmith's son, and Ulf would have been born during Jaehaerys' reign. None of Jaehaerys' other family was alive, and none of his children would have fathered Ulf, like you said. In the case of both, it can be assumed that they just descended from the bastards of distant Targaryens. Practically everyone on Dragonstone are vaguely descended from some Valyrian, and thus have some magic genes that allow them to tame dragons. I guess, but that's not the case with
Adam and Alan.
Yeah.
But it does make sense though, because if you think about it, it was Alysanne and Jaehaerys that outlawed the rule of the First Night, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Law
yeah.
of the First Night,
yeah.
and that was like the reason for a lot of like the illegitimate children being born of Targaryens, so it would make sense that there'd be a lot of them out there before that point.
Yeah.
So maybe they are just like... I
Descendants.
just didn't like the idea of it being Baelon. The fact, the two people that were at his side, they looked like they were kind of snickering along. Like they didn't believe it, or like they were in on it. So it makes me think maybe he's just... That's a story he's just created to try and fit pieces together of who his dad is. But I just, the idea of it being Baelon specifically is just a bit...
Well, there is one of them that claims to be the king. Once they take Tumbleton and they say they ride Vermouth. Which one rides Vermouth? Hugh. He turns around and says he's got the old king's dragon, so why shouldn't he be the king himself?
I don't think that's because of who his dad is. I think that's just because...
It depends. Depends what line they go down. If it is just descendants of descendants, that's a bit rubbish.
I think, I don't think they'll go down the road of actually confirming though who the parents are.
Well, they won't be able to confirm them, but
because there's only limited at this point. There's only limited Targaryens of who it could be. When you think about it, it's not that long has passed since Aegon's conquest, so there's only limited.
Depends. One of Jacaerys and Alicent had a lot of children.
Yeah, but pretty much all of them died, didn't he?
Well, obviously they all died, but
how many sons did they have? Had Aemond or Aemon? Aemon. The oldest one.
Something like that.
And they had Baelon. I don't know of any other sons. I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but they definitely had one daughter who ended up being a prostitute.
And she left, didn't she?
Yeah.
And they had Alyssa, who was married to Baelon, who, by the books, was said to be very much in love with each other.
Anyway, we're falling down a rabbit hole. Yeah, that would probably be my guess is Rooks Arrested next, which means we're going to see Maylee's getting mullered. But we're also going to see Sunfire getting mullered.
Yeah.
Vhagar getting some damage done to her, and Aegon getting quite a lot of damage done to him.
It's a thing, you should just listen to what Aemon said, like, just stay at King's Landing. You can't afford to lose you, and he goes anywhere, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Poor Aemon.
Yeah.
He seems to still be getting bullied by his brother, who is now king, and he can't do anything about it,
because his brother's a punt. Yeah, anyway, that was episode 2. Hopefully I can get it out at some point, because I'm going to have to re-record that whole episode, which is annoying. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Don't spoil anything. Like the video. Ring the bell. If you're notified when we upload. We try to upload every day. Kate, anything else you want to say?
If you were to be a dragon seed, which dragon would you try and claim?
Balerion.
But Balerion's dead.
Oh, you mean in this time?
Yeah. Just still Balerion.
Balerion.
You'd go at the skull.
Yep. Vermithor. Vermithor. He's awesome.
Fair enough. To be fair, there's not many dragons to claim. I wonder how many of them are going to try and claim the cannibal.
Well, the cannibal isn't all that dangerous to people. It's dangerous to dragons.
He eats people.
He prefers dragons.
I know, but you wouldn't let anyone near him.
I think he would just fly off.
People are going over him. I think he'll just maul people.
People just leave him though.
That's what I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting to see people get mauled by the cannibal.
Yeah, but I'm sure in the book it says that there's not many of them that try to tame the cannibal. Why would you try and tame a dragon that eats other dragons?
Because it's cool. He's cool.
Well, it's cool, but no.
And it's a dragon. If you have a chance to claim a dragon.
No, I don't think they send many. I think 1 or 2 people might try and tame him, but it'll not be a lot. The likes of Sea Smoke and even Grey Ghost and Sheepstealer, obviously, and Vermithor. They all make sense. Vermithor's just sort of sitting in a pit waiting to be claimed. Bronze Fury. That's awesome. It's like, who's got the cooler nickname? Balerion.
Balerion's got a really cool name.
Balerion's, the Black Dread is a pretty awesome nickname. We've got the Bronze Fury, the Red Queen, the Bloodworm.
Black Dread. Can't think of Any more nicknames for the dragons?
It's because only the cool ones have nicknames.
Trying to... Yeah, I can't think of any.
Yeah. Which would you? Which would you go after? The cannibal.
A part of me wants to say the cannibal, but also the sensible part of me would say like no to the cannibal. Probably like Silverwing.
Yeah. Good Queen Alicent.
I knew you were going to say
I like
good
how
queen.
you call her Good Queen now as well. Good Queen Alicent. Well, is there another Good Queen?
Good Queen Alicent.
She's a good queen. Emma wasn't a good queen.
I mean, she was just having babies, wasn't she? Or trying to have babies, bless her.
Weak. Come on, Alicent had like 500 children. You know, most of them died, but she had 500 of them.
All of them died.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Poor Emma.